All right. Well, speaking of parents and their lack of taking care of business, this story popped up and I read it and I was just like, this just goes to this attitude that everybody else around you is responsible for the welfare and well-being of your children without you having to be directly involved with the caretaking and the direction and giving the kid guidance.
Okay, well, that is a nonsensical approach, but I will listen anyway.
All right. Dante Caraway was considered trustworthy by some.
Okay.
A man who did a good job keeping children entertained at the local recreation center and taking them to church on Sundays.
All right.
To others, he seemed unusual, sometimes showing up as a volunteer at the elementary school near his home in pajamas and slippers. All right. Now, you raised 3 children.
Sure.
They're all adults.
Mm-hmm.
If some dude, say you went to a PTA meeting or some kind of a school play or something, and this dude, the single dude, doesn't have children in school, doesn't have any children at all.
Okay.
Just some dude shows up at this school wearing pajamas and slippers.
Yeah.
Are you going to go, hey, there's Dante. Hey, Dante.
Hey, buddy.
Would you do that, or would you go, who the fuck is this guy?
I'd be like, what is this fucking creeper
Exactly.
doing?
Why doesn't that thought process register with people in today's society?
Because you can't isolate people, dude. He's just doing his own thing.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If it was me, and again, I guess my mentality and my Neanderthal ways kick in and go, who the fuck is this guy? What is he doing here?
Yeah. I think I would keep an eye on him.
Of course.
And if he got near one of my kids, I would fucking break his goddamn skull.
There you go.
That's what I would do.
But other people go, hey, it's just Dante. Yeah, he's just eccentric. He's just a weird dude. Nice guy, though.
Yeah, no kids.
You know, it's just some dude that just shows up.
Right.
You know, just acting goofy. Yeah, he's just a goofy guy. He's nice, harmless. He's harmless.
Yeah, sure he is. Right up until he rapes your daughter.
Well, we're getting close. But despite what many parents in neighborhood thought about Caraway, one thing was consistent. They say the 22-year-old was often seen walking the streets of Glen Arden, Maryland, in the company of young children.
Oh, boy. Why do I smell an episode of SVU coming?
This just reminds me of Michael Jackson.
Sure it does.
Eccentric, doing weird shit, inviting young kids to your place.
Yeah, just hand-holding and watching.
Yeah. It's Michael Jackson. Yeah, hey. Harmless.
That's that cool old guy. Let's go. Here, he's got a piece of candy for my kid.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's like Pee Wee Herman. It's Pee Wee.
Hey,
it's Pee Wee.
He's buying all the kids ice cream from the ice cream man.
What a nice guy.
What an upstanding person.
He wears pajamas to the school plays and shit. Doesn't have children in the play.
No.
Doesn't have children at all.
Right.
He just shows up, though.
Right.
Yeah. What's up, Dante? Good to see you, buddy. Glad you're here for our kids. Here we go. Now, shock.
Okay.
Anger. And confusion have consumed much of Prince George's County City of about 6,000 residents after community members learned that Caraway was arrested for allegedly producing 40 pornographic videos featuring at least 10 youngsters.
Oh, my God.
Surprise!
How shocking is that?
Shocking!
I can't believe that.
Anger! Outraged!
I am flabbergasted. I never saw that coming. Not in a million years.
See, this goes back to what the fuck is wrong with these parents?
I know.
The first inkling I would get is, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah.
What is he doing here?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Well, no, it's just like, hey, it's just Dante. He's just here to play with the kids.
Yeah. Look at him. All the kids love him.
Yeah.
First thing I'm doing, get away from that fucking guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Grabbing my kid by the fucking shoulder.
Right.
That fucking guy. What are you doing?
Parents are, well, again, this goes back to the, well, I'm kind of busy. Glad there's an adult watching over my kid.
Yeah.
You know?
Horrible.
Picture in the chat room. Steve Jackson.
Yeah, it's true.
Our country is fucked.
It is fucked.
Parents are demanding to know how Caraway apparently was left alone with students long enough.
Hey, why don't you start with looking at yourself, you fucking idiot parents?
Yes.
You let him be alone with your kid. You fucking morons.
At Judge Sylvania W. Woods Elementary School to produce the videos on school grounds.
Oh, my God.
And
really?
during the middle of the school day, as police have stated.
My goodness. Was this guy like a janitor or something?
No, he's just some local dude.
He just wandered into the school, took a kid to the bathroom, and sucked his dick?
Well, he didn't say exactly what he did, but regardless.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, again.
Assuming he didn't hand him a fucking candy bar and comb his hair.
Right. Hey, Jimmy, show me your pee-pee.
Oh, God. Good Lord. Here, drink this so that you can pee on me, Scooter.
Right.
Oh, God.
He always had 6 or 7 kids around, said Nefatari Arguata.
Oh, Jesus, really?
Whose children attend the elementary school where Caraway was a volunteer.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a little strange.
A little? What would be a lot strange?
Yeah, that's my point. It's just like nobody questioned this. Nobody.
Yeah, what exactly would be a lot strange?
Yes.
If this isn't tremendously strange, I don't know what the fuck is.
Yeah. Caraway was charged February 5th with 10 counts of felony child pornography and related charges in connection with videos he produced on his cell phone camera. Caraway has admitted to creating the videos in which he sometimes can be seen or heard directing children between the ages of 9 and 13-year-old to perform various sexual acts.
Okay. Hell.
A day after police announced charges against Caraway, the parking lot of Sylvania Woods Elementary School was packed with worried, angry parents gathered for the school day. Where were you before? Concerned parents, where were you before?
Shit.
Parents wanted to know the exact role Caraway had as a volunteer, who supervised him, how often he was at the school, and whether there were previous complaints against him.
I would be losing my fucking mind.
Well, again, this guy shows up in pajamas and slippers and we go, hey, there's Dante.
Yeah.
Hi, Dante.
Not a problem.
Good to see you, pal.
Jeez.
Glad you're here for my kid.
Someone would die. Somebody would die if this ever happened.
Right.
Dump.
In an email, Sherry Johnson, spokesperson for the school system, described the situation as very fluid and said many of those questions were being looked into by law enforcement authorities. They're being looked into.
Yeah, I bet it was very fluid.
A letter sent home with students Tuesday described Caraway as a former employee and says he was charged with felony child pornography and sexual abuse. So they sent that letter home with the kids.
Yeah,
take this home to your mom. Guess what? We got a pedophile in our midst.
Look at this guy. Holy shit.
Yep.
Is that him?
That's him.
Wouldn't suspect that guy. But
no, not at all.
The kids.
Right.
Please. I didn't want that guy around me.
Sure.
Fuck that.
The letter does not inform families that some of the alleged incidents took place at the school during school hours.
Steve Jackson. Weird. Pedophilia is a white man's game.
Exactly.
I guess it's not.
Yeah. He had everybody fooled. The letter also does not say that he had been an active, unpaid volunteer during the school year. The 3-paragraph letter says that the school system is...
outrageous?
No. They're
Shocking?
close. You got it. They're shocked.
They're shocked?
That the safety is a top priority, that employees are screened before they are hired, echoing much of what was in the school system statement on Monday.
Really? Did you think about looking at his phone?
Right. School administrators met with several parents Tuesday morning, and an informational meeting is planned at 6:30 p.m. Thursday at the school. Mm-hmm. The case, which some experts in sex crimes involving children say is unusual because of the number of alleged victims and its scope, is complex and will probably expand beyond the 10 victims police have already identified.
So it would have been better if there was less victims.
I guess.
There was only 2 victims.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been so bad.
Yeah, it'd be normal.
Now it's
unusual because there's 10.
Yeah. So it's mass pedophilia.
What a ridiculous statement.
I know. It's just like, well, we could have lessened the blow if it wasn't 10 or more.
Right. Yeah, but it's unusual that it was this many.
Right.
Normally, we have a lot less than 10.
Sure.
Normally, it's only 2 or 3.
Right.
What the fuck kind of statement is that?
Yep. Isn't 1 too many?
Yes.
Police said that in addition to the elementary school where Caraway worked, children were filmed at the Glenarden Municipal Center, the Teresa Banks Memorial Aquatic Center, and in private homes. So this guy was in private homes.
Jeez.
In less than a day, about 20 people have called a tip line that county police set up after announcing Caraway's arrest. Police spokesman Julie Parker said, "We're encouraging that the community is responding," she said.
So wait a minute. Stop. 20 people had information on this.
It said in less than a day, about 20 people have called a tip line.
And none of them thought before the kids started taking a grown man's cock in their fucking childish ass that it was important enough to call this in then?
Well, see, this goes back to that whole victimization thing that, well, I think there's something strange going on here, but I don't want to seem like a racist if I call in.
It's fucking kids.
I get it. But the thing is everybody is so afraid of being tagged a racist for throwing caution and going, you know what? I'm thinking that there might be something odd going on here, but I don't want to be considered a racist because this is a black guy.
If they find truth to these people's calls, they should charge them with
I agree. It's like, how long did you know this? And when did you first discover this? And why didn't you call in? Well, because somebody might consider me a racist if I say something.
So what? Now you got a kid that's going to fucking become a drug addict and kill himself at 22.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is God forbid nobody accuse me of being a racist.
Oh, well, thank God for that.
I know.
You know, it's unfortunate that your son got fucking raped by a fucking 12-inch black dick, but fucking, hey, at least I'm not a racist,
yeah,
right?
God forbid I didn't accuse improperly.
Yeah, that would have been terrible.
Right.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. These people make me sick.
But that's the society we live in because everybody is so beaten down that they're afraid that somehow they're going to be the ones who are going to catch the backlash.
These people are fucking disgusting.
Again.
Not the pedophile. The pedophile is too. Let me rephrase. The pedophile is too. But these fucking people that knew and didn't do shit about it, they're worse than the pedophile.
I agree.
They're worse. Fucking beyond pathetic.
Sergeant John Litton, a detective with the computer crime section of Maryland State Police, said many cases he investigates have a single victim. That's a significant case when you have 10 children, as the charges contended. The report, I guess they didn't talk to Jared. because I think he had like bunches of
them.
Yeah. The report scope indicates that not somebody who started yesterday, that is somebody who has been engaged in this behavior for a while. The investigation into Caraway began after the uncle of a student noticed a nude photo on the child's cell phone and notified the police.
Jesus.
Wow.
That guy had some guts. Why would he let the kid take a picture?
I don't know. The message and several other police later described he sent through Kik as an anonymous message app. The parents and neighbors said that Caraway, who was also the director of Glen Garden Voices of Youth Choir, was often seen in the company of children at all hours of the day. It remained unclear Tuesday whether the choir is affiliated with any larger organization. If they didn't see him with children at the school, parents and neighbors said that they would see him taking children to choir, escorting them from after-school programs, or hanging out with them at the local 7-Eleven.
Gotta be kidding me.
Where's Bob Leather when you need him?
Oh, really?
He's the one scoping out the 7-Elevens.
Right.
Once I saw the picture, I knew who he was, said a woman whose daughter attends Woods Elementary, who spoke on the condition of anonymity to avoid identifying her child.
Okay.
He walked with a group of kids to and from the school. I saw him many times, the woman added.
And didn't stop him once.
Nope.
Just said, whatever. At least
Yeah.
I don't have to.
Yeah, it's Dante. Hey, Dante.
What's up, buddy?
Like your pajamas you got on today, pal?
Fantastic.
Right.
Jesus.
A lifelong Glen Arden resident who also spoke on the condition of anonymity.
Yeah, because they want to out that she's a fucking coward, too.
Exactly, to maintain her privacy. Mm-hmm. Said, I've always known him to be with kids and do an absolutely good job. It was very surprising to hear about what happened.
Sure it was.
Sure.
Sure it was. Why would you suspect the single guy with no kids that spends all his time with kids of doing something bad with the kids?
Right.
Why would you ever suspect that?
Yeah.
Shit. Really?
The Reverend Henry P. Davis, pastor of the First Baptist Church of Highland Park, said Caraway joined the church when he was in high school and sang in the youth choir, but eventually left. Davis said he doesn't know whether Caraway had inappropriate contact with children from his church, but said the church is launching its own investigation.
Oh, boy.
Our prayers go out to all of the families who had been affected by this tragedy. Mm-hmm. Tragedy.
Oh, it is a tragedy.
Said Davis, who added he plans to make an effort to see Caraway in jail.
Why? Just with a bullet.
In his online persona, Caraway portrays himself as an aspiring gospel singer and posted photos of himself reading a Bible. Images on his Instagram page often advertised his username on the message app, along with a request for people to kick me, K-I-K, kick me. As we bring this year to a close, I'm so proud that this year, 2014, I got a job working with kids, and I got a choir that has been a dream for me to direct. I just thank God for blessing me. In 2015, I'm ready for you, Caraway wrote on his Facebook page. Start a new chapter.
15.
Right. Coming for you.
I'm going to get him.
Right. One of the comments after the story. Mm-hmm. I wonder if Michael Jackson would have been like this guy if he did not have money or was not famous.
Probably. I'm more sickened by the community than I am.
Well, I agree.
The guy should be put down.
Right.
Why do we keep these guys alive? That's what I want to know. Why do we keep them alive?
I don't know the answer.
Or will this guy be not guilty because he's going to say he identifies as a 12-year-old?
Possibly.
I mean, maybe that's the answer. He just has to, he's not doing anything wrong. He just identifies as a 12-year-old.
Sure, but look at Michael Jackson. He got away with it twice.
Mm-hmm.
He went to court twice over allegations of this kind of stuff. And, if Michael Jackson did not have the wealth that he had,
Yeah, he would have.
He would have been in jail. But he bought
Yeah.
himself out. He had the money and the wealth to settle out of court and buy his way out.
$10 million goes a long way.
And sure it does.
$1 million make your asshole heal nicely.
Pretty much.
Ugh. Horrendous.
I agree.
Horrendous. This fucking people.
I know. But see, this goes back to everything we talked about, where parents' responsibilities are concerned or lack of responsibility.
Yeah.
I mean, you got all these people out there that have these children. And then, they expect everyone else to kind of pick up the slack because, I can't speak from personal experience. I mean, obviously I was raised in a household with,
Sure.
six siblings. Mm-hmm. You raised 3 children.
Yeah.
Raising children is a job in itself.
Fuck yeah, it is.
It's a full-time job. You can't just pump out a unit and then just go back about your business and think that, it'll just take care of itself.
No, that was my ex's full-time job.
There you go. It's a job.
That was our agreement, was that we did not want to leave it to where we were trying to mix them in between jobs. So I worked and she dealt with the kids.
Right.
That was her job.
Yeah, well, being a mother is a full-time job.
Sure. I agree.
It's something I want to ask you, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want, because I don't know your personal circumstances.
I don't care.
But when you had children, were they all planned? Was this like let's go through the exercise of having a baby?
Not my daughter wasn't. No, absolutely not. I was just fucking my wife.
Okay.
And got her knocked up. The boys kind of were. The boys were sort of, I don't want to say planned, but we were trying to have another kid.
Okay.
But my daughter, absolutely not. We were just fucking newlyweds that were fucking every day.
Sure.
Next thing I know, she was fucking knocked up.
In this day and age, remember the Howard Stern movie?
Yeah, sure.
Remember the one scene where they were talking about, let's have a kid?
Yeah.
And she would come home and, I think it's time, I'm ovulating, let's get to it.
Yeah.
They planned on having a kid.
Yeah.
How many people in this day and age do you think actually plan?
I don't think many at all.
Not at all. It's just like, I guess I'm pregnant.
Yeah. I mean, what? It's probably similar to what happened with me with the boys, which was, we just made a decision that we were ready to have another kid. And so we stopped taking any precaution at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's planned or not planned. It's not like we were like, okay, the time is right. Spread that pussy.
Yeah.
It was literally just, well, we're going to have another kid. So I'm not going to fucking jizz on your face.
Right.
I'm going to fucking leave it in. It was that kind of a thing.
Sure.
So I don't, is that planned or that's sort of planned?
I don't know the answer.
But not exactly planned, I guess. I think people know if they want to have a kid a lot of times, but I don't think, I would think it's probably 85% by accident first kid.
Sure.
I would think first kid is almost always by accident, and then next kids, I would think are probably 50-50.
Okay.
If I had to guess.
Right. All right. I was just curious.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's the people out there watching your kid.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So while you're pumping out units and then going back about your life and going back to work and, dating your next boyfriend or whatever.
Right.
That's who's watching your kid.
Fantastic.
In your absence.
So good.
It is. Just thought I'd bring that to your conscience.
No, believe me, yet another reason I'm glad my kids are grown.
Right.
Don't have to worry about that problem anymore.
Sure. All right, I'm going to play a song or two, and we'll come back.
All right.
So I'm going to play something from the band Big Cock.
All right.
Thought this would be a very appropriate for the discussion.
Okay.
I'm going to play some MILF.
Nice.
All right. So here's Big Cock right here on your Classic Metal Show.